Hi, I'm Tony Van Veen, CEO of Disc Makers. Summer is just about here, and besides being rosé season, cheers. You know what else summer is? It's concert season. I mean, who doesn't love going to a concert on a sultry summer evening and sipping some rosé or other beverage? And you know what music fans like me need this summer? To see artists like you perform. So today, I'm going to talk about some of the best places for an independent artist to land a performance slot this summer. And then I'll give you a few starter tips on how to go about getting those slots. So, what are some of the best places for you to perform this summer? Of course, let's start with local music venues. Look for small to medium-sized music venues in your area that regularly host live music events. You know the area, you know those locations, right? You've probably seen live music there yourself. Plus, some of these venues have open mic nights or dedicated slots for local bands to perform. Next, a big thing every summer is outdoor festivals and events. Check those local festivals and fairs and outdoor events and look in local listings for them happening this summer. Many of them also feature opportunities for local artists to perform. Bars and restaurants are also great. Some of them host live music, maybe just on weekends during the summer when outdoor seating is available. Reach out to these establishments to find out about booking a gig. Then there's community centers and parks. Quite a few of them host summer concert series or outdoor music events. These can be great opportunities to perform for a local audience. Also, you could consider performing at DIY venues such as house shows or small art spaces. These spaces may be a bit harder to locate because they don't regularly organize concerts, but they often welcome local bands and provide a more intimate setting for performances. Heck, if you have friends who may own a local art gallery, for example, or a house with a room or a patio where a performance might be possible, they might be willing to organize something special just for you so that you can perform. You also have to check if local colleges or universities host late spring or summer events or maybe early fall and have spaces for live music performances. Student organizations and event planners may be interested in booking local bands. Not to mention, performing at a raucous frat party is always a good time. At least, I vaguely remember that. And then, there may be other opportunities I haven't mentioned, so keep an eye on social media, on local event listings, and community boards for other opportunities. So next question, how would you go about getting and booking a slot at these venues? Well, securing a performance slot involves a combination of research, networking, and effective communication. Here's a few common sense tips on what to do. As I mentioned, first off, research potential venues. Identify the places in your area that host live music and are suitable for your style of music. Look for contact information or booking procedures on their websites or social media pages. Then, prepare a press kit that includes your band's bio, music samples, recordings or videos, as well as photos and any press coverage or reviews that you've gotten. This will help venues get a sense of your sound and performance style. Our good friends at Bandzoogle have a great affordable EPK program, that's electronic press kit, if you're not down with the lingo. But for max impact, in my opinion, since we're talking local, a physical press kit, your info in a folder with a copy of your CD is super impactful. And it has the benefit that you can just drop it off at the venue for a booker if the booker's not around and leave it behind. Whereas an email can easily be ignored. Once your press kit's done, you want to contact the venues you've identified that are a good fit. Start by phone or in person if possible for the biggest impact, but of course use email as well to inquire about booking opportunities. Introduce your band, mention why you think you'd be a good fit for their venue, and give them your press kit for reference. Now, here's a tip I wish I didn't have to give. Be professional. Please present yourself professionally in all communications with venues. Provide all the necessary information, such as your availability, your technical requirements, and at the appropriate time, if and when appropriate, expected compensation. And present them clearly and concisely. Be friendly. Be on time if you have an appointment. Dress appropriately. You want an opportunity to make an immediate impact, and your personal presentation makes that first impression. Once you've gotten in, follow up. If you don't hear back from a venue after your initial inquiry, don't be afraid to follow up politely. Many venues get a high volume of booking requests and may need a reminder. Be politely persistent, but don't make yourself into a nuisance. Asking a venue booker when you first talk when would be a good time to follow up is always a good idea, because it gives you that intro. Hey, you asked me to follow up this week, so just dropping you a line. It's also really important to network. Go to local music events and get to know other musicians and venue owners and event organizers. Building those relationships in the local music scene can lead to concert opportunities through referrals or recommendations, or because people like you and you made friends. Then, to maximize your chances of success, be flexible. Be open to different types of performance opportunities, such as opening for another band or playing at smaller or unusual venues. These opportunities can help you gain exposure, build your fan base, and move up to bigger venues eventually. Finally, you want to promote your appearances. Don't rely on the venue. Once you've booked that gig, work to attract an audience. Use social media, flyers, and word of mouth and email to spread the word about your upcoming performances. If you have a loyal following locally who are likely to come to any performance of yours, even if it's just 10, 15, 20 people, a local bar owner might be that much more interested in booking you for a Thursday night slot. So, that's it. Booking concerts can certainly be competitive, so creativity, persistence, and professionalism are key. And of course, a willingness to step outside your comfort zone and try things you haven't done before, like reaching out to booking agents you don't know. So, good luck. And if you're performing around the Philadelphia area, let me know. I may stop by for a rosé and some good tunes. Cheers, and see you next time.